And welcome everybody to the first game episode of the Stanford, California rebuild franchise sim. It's a long name. Probably try to come up with a shorter name for it, but yeah, it's week one here. Of course, you can see over on the left side a lot of activities to go through first, but I'm excited to get into this one. We will be doing the play the moments for this first game here against the Washington football team, and then we will sim probably the Cowboys game, the Chiefs game, and probably the Raiders game. Again, try to get about 4 episodes a season for the non-playoff years. And then lastly, we need to choose our draft class. We're just going to do the auto-generated ones. I'm not going to try to find a realistic draft class, as they're just, I don't know, I don't really like the ratings that come in. Some guys are really overrated sometimes, so we're just going to be doing the auto-generated. Now, of course, that means we need to get some scouts in as well. So before we can do any of that, we need to kind of see what is the best for the draft that we have and just try to go after the best of the best, basically. So obviously, like I said, we can only draft guys that played in California. So for whatever our top needs are, we really have to focus that on national and then West. The other guys, they don't really matter because we can't really draft anyone from that's not from California. So basically, we just put whatever needs we have on there, and hopefully there's some guys in the draft that match that. But in terms of national, the strengths are wide receivers, cornerback, quarterback. So off the bat, I'm thinking probably need to look at corners. Just because we have Richard Sherman, who's really old, will probably retire. And then we have Paulson Adebo. Then everyone after him is really not that great. So from a national standpoint, I would like to see where some guys are that we could possibly even draft. So corners, and we could go ahead and add favorites for them just off the get-go if there are any California guys. So Nate Cooper is a USC guy. We got another USC guy. And then there's some undrafted USC guys as well. Apparently just USC makes some corners in this class from California, that is. So let's see. Do we got any quarterbacks from any California schools at all? We have a UCLA undrafted. Nice. And that is all the quarterbacks. So then receivers, again, I'm pretty sure it said receiver. Run through this as quickly as I can, try to see if we could find any California guys. And there is a Stanford receiver, junior generals, in the first to second, followed by a UCLA guy. There is another UCLA guy in the day 3 area. And those are all the receivers. So just 3 possible receivers. There was 1 kind of possible quarterback, and then 3 corners. So probably what I'm thinking is going to be corner, national, and then receiver for the West. For the West, it does say wide receiver is the highest strength. So we will go with corner for the national and then wide receiver for the West. Past that point, some other positions that we should be taking a look at would be offensive linemen, and you can look at safety as well. That could be a need, maybe running back, some backup guys. But yeah, definitely want to look at some offensive linemen. At left tackle, there's a day 3 guy who is from California. There is also a potential undrafted, another potential undrafted. A lot of California guys here, like from Cal. And then left guards. Let's see if we can find any left guards. There is a Stanford potential undrafted and a USC potential undrafted. As for center, there is another potential undrafted Stanford guy and USC as well. Take a look at the right guards. There are no right guards. And right tackles, there is a USC guy in the 3rd to 4th, a Stanford guy in the 3rd to 4th, a California potential undrafted, and that is it for the offensive line. So I'm thinking we're going to need to assign someone to be a right tackle. There is a San Jose State potential undrafted strong safety, and no free safety from California. So we only have 1 safety option, so not looking like we're really going to be looking at any safeties. Maybe some outside linebackers, perhaps? There are no right outside linebackers. Let's check the left. And no outside linebackers, just in general. We'll check to see if there are any middle linebackers. There is a potential undrafted USC middle linebacker, and that is it in terms of all the linebackers. So I guess we could check on the defensive line as well. There is a USC potential undrafted defensive tackle. That is it for DTs. We'll check the ends. There is a day 3 UCLA right end. We'll add him to the list as well. And that is it for the edge. So on the defensive line, there are only 2 potential guys that we could draft. We looked at all the linebackers. There was just 1. I guess we could take a look at kickers. No kickers, and we don't need a punter. So I guess we'll check running back. That's just kind of thing with this series, is that it's hard to progress as there's only certain amount of people that you could really get each offseason. And now that that is all done, I just got to run through some weekly strategy, and then we'll be into our first game. Welcome to the first game of this series. Now, before we jump into play, let's get to know our competition a little bit. So the football team is coming out here with Joe Burrow under center. Running backs are going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Rashard Penny. Fullback, they have Derek Watt. Receivers, Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis. So basically the starting 2 for the Bills. They also have Jamison Crowder, Jalen Reagor. At tight end, they have Travis Kelce. Up front, they have Orlando Brown, Richie Incognito, Corey Linsley, Darrell Williams, and Eric Fisher. So they have a very strong left side of the line. Right side a little bit weaker. On the defense, they have Greg Rousseau, Yannick Ngakoue, Linval Joseph, and David Onyemata. The linebackers, Darius Leonard, Foyesade Alukin. Definitely butchered that one, and again, I am sorry, but yeah, that's who they have there. In case they're running a 3-4, Ben Neiman as the other middle linebacker, and then Kamu Gregor-Hill as the right outside linebacker. For the corners, Jalen Johnson, Travarius Ward, Kendall Sheffield, yeah, and then maybe if he gets on the field, Johan Williams. Free safety is Mike Edwards, and then Von Bell at strong safety. If it matters, they don't really have that good of a kicker, Quinn Norden, and then punter Jamie Gillen. And we will be starting this game on offense, as it is play the moments. We'll just be playing the first drive and then some important moments past that. Try to see if we could find someone here. That's going to be an interception. First play. Oh, very fitting for us. The defense will take the field in very bad field position at the 15-yard line. So Joe Burrow really doesn't have to go that far. And because I put the defense in bad position, I will try to help them out here. The question is, do we have the double A gap? We do have a double A gap look here. They called it something a little different in the Steelers defensive playbook. But we'll come out here and run some double A gap. Sit under the middle, not really. They get a tackle. That is Sherman with the first tackle. Need to adjust my mic here just a little bit. My boom arm is in my way. Got Bobby Okereke over here on the right-hand side where they have a bunch form. I'm going to try to cover that cover the running back. They get a completion to Kelce as that ball just floated out there, but immediately steps out, bring up a 3rd and 7 from the 12. On 3rd and 7, we're going to run a bit of a cover 3 here. I'd like to play the corner so I could help try to ensure we get the coverage where it needs to be. They're going to check down. Can we get out there in time? I don't think so. I think Crowder got the first down. At least I think that's Crowder. And they do get the first down, and it was Crowder. So bring up a 1st and goal from the 5. Now is the first time we actually see the 3-4 come out here. We're going to slant the line to the left-hand side. Try to cover everyone for as long as we can, and they end up just tossing that out of the back of the end zone, avoiding the sack. We'll stay out here in the 3-4. They bring out 3 tight ends. They have 1 receiver to the left. That's Stephon Diggs, and they're going to go right down the middle. And we're not able to stop it. Touchdown, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Going to give the football team a 7-0 lead early in this game. We'll just continue the moments here. Try to see if anything good happens. A whole lot of nothing really happening here for us. 3rd down, take control. We'll do that. It's going to be a 3rd and 7, so I'm thinking some slants, but hopefully this time ones that we don't throw an interception on would be nice. Also getting to know the playbook. Haven't used this playbook before. It is Cincinnati's. If you didn't watch the first episode of how we created this team, we're going to find Simi Fehoko here. He holds on to it and has the first down inside the 14. However, a timeout comes. I'm assuming that is a injury. It might have been on Fehoko. I'm not entirely sure. Did look like he was taking a knee. Let's see if we could find out. And it is Simi Fehoko. He is out for at least 2 quarters with a low back strain. Everson Griffin, like I had mentioned in the previous episode, will miss this first week, but will be back next. But we are in good position here to at least tie this game up. As you can tell with Christian McCaffrey here wearing number 5. All Stanford players are wearing the numbers they wore at Stanford, or at least as close as I can get, considering a few of them wore the same number. So first carry with him gets 5 yards. And we could bring Fehoko back early. We'll sub him out for now. How about a little RPO here on 1st down? Might throw it to Montgomery. No, instead we're going to hand it off here. Get down the middle, try to fight in, and we are in. Going to tie this game up, hopefully with a made extra point. And that is the first rushing touchdown of this series for Christian McCaffrey. I don't think, we do tie the game up. Don't have to kick the field goal there. They now need me on defense. So it's going to be a 3rd and 4. They are bringing out 3 receivers. So we'll come out in the nickel, run some cover 2 here. Try to stay down towards the line. I'm going to cover Kelsey here with Okereke, or at least try to. He's going a bit deep. We're getting some pass rush, but not able to get there quick enough. And he jukes out 2 of our corners. Finally get the tackle, but they're down to the 13. Big play there from Davis. We'll continue to try to help out our defense here. Run a bit of some 3-4. They come out with a 3 tight end set. See what they do. Try to cover underneath. Going to have a couple guys. Stephon Diggs possibly breaking open late. They're going to check down Helaire, who's going to get about 5 or so on 1st down. Tackled by Brendan Scarlett. Now, one thing that I don't like about the double A gap look here in this playbook is that it brings in a 3rd middle linebacker and takes out one of our DTs. Almost cost us there as they broke Smith's tackle, but only gain of about 2. Yeah, it takes out one of our DTs. I think it leaves Phillips in, and it brings out Alualua, and instead we have basically a linebacker. Blake Martinez was playing DT in the double A gap look in this formation, which not a huge fan of, but we get the stop a little bit. We're going to bring up a 4th and 3 and a field goal attempt with about 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the first half. And they do bring on the field goal unit here. Try to get around the corner. I still don't think you could really block a field goal in Madden 22. That is up and good. Gives the football team a 10-7 lead. And with it being a 2-minute drill, we will jump in on offense. There's some interesting formations here in the Cincinnati playbook. We'll go with I think it said shock option H. Carter down the sideline could be nice. Also have Jackson over on the left-hand side with his speed. We got a one-on-one. Maybe something. He does hold on to it. Jukes by a down corner. And we're all the way down to the 14 on 1 play. Plenty of time left in this first half here to get some points on the board. D-Jax definitely helped us out there. We're going to change here to a run. Get Christian McCaffrey going a little bit. Pretty decent blocking up front. Going to be about a gain of 7. Or they'll say a gain of 6 instead. Do need to start considering using some of our timeouts. However, if we get in the end zone here, we won't need them. Another touchdown, Christian McCaffrey. Going to give us the lead with 30 seconds left in this first half. And with 10 seconds left, somehow we got the ball back. I didn't see quite what it was. Maybe an interception or something. Let's see if we could take a shot here. I don't like that play call. That one doesn't look too bad. It would be JJ going towards the corner maybe. Or Christian McCaffrey intercepted instead. We took a shot, and it was not a good shot to take. Honestly, ball wasn't placed exactly where I thought it was going to be, but it's fine. 4 seconds. Defense can hold, right? And that they do. We're now into the third quarter here. 5 minutes and 37 seconds. They are setting up to go for it. Well, obviously go for it, but try to convert here on 3rd and 10. Try to spread out the D-line. Make a few adjustments. We definitely got thrown into an animation there. Can Sherman make the play? Doesn't get the pick, but he does break up the pass. And I think I need to change this to a custom. Can I slow there down there? Just need to press X. We'll go to normal here, just so we're not flying through. Kind of see a little bit of what's happening a bit better. However, I am in here on this field goal attempt. I probably hit the wrong button, but we'll see if we could block this or if it's not good. No, that kick was right down the middle. I said their kicker wasn't good at the beginning of the game, but what a kick. And now that we got that fixed here with a normal speed, try to have something happen. Although it's not really showing me anything that's happening, so kind of broken. If I cancel sim. And still not working quite the way it's supposed to. Well. Alright, red zone alert. Now here we go. We'll try to make something happen here. Let's bring all of our tight ends out. Run some play action rollout. I would like for Ertz to block and then cross, as there's not going to be anyone over there. There is some people over there. We have a guy in the corner. Would have liked that thrown a bit more into the corner. If he stayed over there, the receiver started to run as the ball was thrown. But if he happened to stay over there, Davis Mills would have found him in the corner. But this wasn't meant to be, I guess. We'll come out here, run it with McCaffrey. And very similar to Dalvin Cook, he doesn't juke the way I tell him to. That's fine. We'll make an adjustment here. I would like to have Parkinson run that curl to try to draw the safety down and leave D-Jax open, perhaps. I hit the B button one too many times and pump faked, so we're going to take the sack here and bring up a 4th and 20, and our kicker will have a chance to get a field goal. Let's see if he can make it for us. His first field goal attempt of the season, and that is right down the middle. Easy. We're going to go up 17-13. Okay. Now, we're back in the normal screen here. Okay. Now we can see this a bit better. Blake Martinez, pass knocked away. 3rd down. We're going to keep going here. We probably shouldn't have. Stephon Diggs, 26 yards. We'll jump in as they are now in the red zone here. We would love to get a win on opening day. That would be nice. The Washington football team is, I think, about 10 overall higher than us, but we'll see. They go for the check down here to their tight end, or their second tight end, and he's out of bounds at the 16. Game going by pretty quick here in the sim in the 4th quarter. Pretty tight game, only 4-point difference here. Try to get the coverage, and they do a nice job of just waiting, and then Kelsey finally broke open. Didn't get a good enough rush up front. First and goal at the 5. We'll come out with some man coverage here. Try to just make sure we got at least a hat on everyone, and it doesn't help there. That is in. Michael Thomas beat on the, I don't know exactly what to call that, fake outside comeback inside. Crowder in, going to give the Washington football team the lead. With the extra point, it would be 20-17. And they do get the extra point. We will get the ball. D-Jax gets a nice return, or catch. That was a catch. Incomplete by Mills. Christian McCaffrey for 3 yards. And third down, they want us in. We'll take it. 3rd and 7. It looks like Simi Fehoko is back in the game. I don't really think our receivers have much of the separation. Our offensive line definitely doesn't have the boost, the green underneath. And not enough time there. Edge and Wonkwu comes off, and he gets the sack. 4th and 13. Not going to be in a situation in which we could go for it. Jake Bailey, though, good punt. 9 yards on the return. Would have liked no yards on the return. Edwards-Helaire, 9 yards on first down. 2 gets the first on second. Big gain again for Stephon Diggs. And a penalty, Paulson Adebo. I wonder if he's the one that's on Diggs. Good incompletion, throwaway, and third down. We'll come out here with some cover 3 here. They have Stephon Diggs playing a lot of slot, at least while we've been out here. And just no one over the top. We get beat. We were in a cover 3. The safety not able to get over in time. That's going to put them up 2 scores late in this game. Offense takes the field and intercepted. Game slipping away from us late here. 27-17, we're down 10. Washington football team close to striking again, and speaking of such, they're in again. Gonna go up 17 late. 34-17. Under 4 minutes left in this game. Bryce Love gets the touchback, so not a turnover, which is nice. Christian McCaffrey 6 yards on first down. Get a good completion here to D-Jackson. They want us to come in. We'll see what we could do for our team here. Try to see if we could get any amount of points back. Try to fit that into Montgomery. Safety came flying over to break that one up. And not a good game from Mills. 10 of 20, 3 interceptions. He is a rookie, first game, and he doesn't have the best O-line in front of him. Try to hit Fehoko there, just not able to. I would say the Washington football team feels to be a lot faster than our team is. Go for D-Jax. Try to get over in time. Not able to. Another pass breakup there from the corner. And on 4th and 10, you kind of have to think about going for it here. I would love to bring Christian McCaffrey over to the other side, but it's not going to let me here. Try to see if we can find something. D-Jax deep. There is a flag. Maybe roughing the passer would be nice. And it is, so we will get the first down there without having to do anything good on our part. Now down to the 40. We'll come out here in an empty set. Have Christian McCaffrey out at receiver currently. And yeah, just up front, we're crunching. Not able to hold our blocks long enough to get any of these routes to develop. So just change it up here. Try to go for maybe Montgomery, not able to hold on to it. Would have been nice. Would have been nice. Now brings up a 3rd and 10. We have Fehoko kind of going down the sideline here. Try to see if we could bring a slant over to that pass. Nowhere near where it was supposed to go. And it ends up being intercepted. This game is all but done. We'll probably just sim out the rest of this game. It will be a loss for our first game of the series here. So we'll just sim along. See what the rest of the game ends up happening here. Edwards-Helaire 4 yards on first down. 6, so that could be close to another first. Bring up a 3rd and short. And they get the first. Basically just going to run out this clock. And there it is, game over. We end up losing 34-17. We had a good, I would say, first 2.5 quarters, and then from there just not able to pull through. As you can see here, they just passed all over the team, and we had a decent amount of, at least it was split fairly well, but 4 turnovers, it's definitely not going to help. And after that tough week 1 loss, 34-17, we'll be playing against the Dallas Cowboys, who are 80 overall, have an 83 defense, 79 offense. So we'll get this game simmed and check out the box score, and hopefully it's going to be our first win on the season. However, in the AFC West, most teams lost. Broncos the only one that won in week 1, so hopefully we don't fall behind. And in week 2, we get shut out 19-0. We just weren't able to get anything going there, and the defense wasn't able to stop a whole lot. 382 offensive yards. They scored points in every quarter, including 2 points in the third. We'll take a look at the stats, try to get a idea of what happened. Jameis Winston, the quarterback for the Cowboys, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Davis Mills did have another interception with no touchdowns, sacked 4 times. From the rushing game, they have Miles Sanders, and he ran decently well. They also have Matt Breida, who ran pretty well as well. McCaffrey had 9 carries for 33 yards. He averaged 3.7 yards a carry, which, I mean, isn't bad. But Jameis Winston, the best running back on the day in terms of average. Mills ran for 17 yards, so interesting there. Receiving, Bourne went for over 100. Robert Woods had 88 and a touchdown. Fehilko had 50 yards. Djax had 50. Jalen Waddle had 32 and a touchdown for Dallas. And Darren Waller 20 yards. And then a few yards down the board there. In terms of sacks, Walker Little gives up 2. Quessenberry gives up 2. And then looks like we got 2. So we allowed 4, but we at least got 2, which is nice. Martinez led us in tackles with 10. He also had 2 tackles for a loss. A few other guys also had some tackles for a loss. In terms of sacks, Danielle Hunter, 1.5 for Dallas. Blake Martinez has 1 for us, as well as Kennard. Bryce Huff and Poona Ford both have 1 for Dallas, and then half of 1 for Barmore. And then there weren't any interceptions for us, but Chris Harris Jr. gets 1 for them. And then kicking, did we get anything even close? No, we didn't even have a field goal attempt. So offense really didn't go anywhere in this game. We move on to week 3 here against the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 1-1. We're 0-2. Their overall is about 8 points higher than ours. A lot of teams are going to be built a little bit higher than us, obviously, with our restrained rebuild. Our scenario that we gave ourselves is going to be a little bit harder than some of these other teams, but we're only down 1 game in the division. If we win this game, the rest of the teams lose, then we're all tied, but we'll end up seeing what happens after we get this game simmed. And it is another defeat for us, but we played a lot better. We got points on the board this time. 246 total offensive yards for us. However, we gave up 409 for our defense. Gave up 409. Kansas City ends up doing pretty well here. Take a quick run through the stats. Davis Mills, though, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. A good improvement from him. He did get sacked 4 times. Bridgewater, he gets 2, no interceptions, only sacked twice. In terms of rushing, Ezekiel Elliott goes for 100 on 22 rushes. McCaffrey, 40 on 13, so not seeing a whole lot of touches for him. Mackenzie Alexander gets 25. They had a few guys who actually ran the ball for him. Mills ran the ball 3 times for 5 yards, so looking good there. Rashard Bateman goes for 6 receptions, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Henry Ruggs had 65 yards. McCaffrey, though, he attacks through the air, 65 yards on 5 catches and a touchdown. Djax had 56. Montgomery had 49 and a touchdown. Terry McLaurin also had a touchdown for Kansas City on 41 yards. And then a few others sprinkled down through here. Simi Fehoko had 20 yards, so not bad. Blocking-wise, Quessenberry gives up 2. Walker Little, Dahlman comes in. I wonder if Khalil got injured, as both of them end up giving up a sack in that game. Defense-wise, Bobby Okereke leads us with 13 tackles in this game. Tackles for a loss, 2 for Harrison Phillips and Everson Griffin. And then sacks, we have 2 that go to Leonard Williams. Harrison Phillips gets a sack as well as Brendan Scarlett. And then Chase Young, and then Chuck Clark, Shaquem Griffin, and Jordan Hicks all with half a sack for Kansas City. And then there weren't any interceptions in this game. What about kicking? Anything better for us? Fairburn misses a field goal. He does get both of the extra points, but those are 3 points left off the board. After that game, we have quite a few messages we need to go through here, including a press conference, a media day, a possible breakout player, and then some upgrades as well. Now we need to find out about who our breakout player is. It's going to be Harrison Phillips. That would be a nice upgrade for sure if we're able to get that. For him, he just needs 1 sack, fumble, interception, tackle for a loss, or to hold the Raiders to less than 100 rushing yards. And I'll do these weekly strategy stuff real quick, and then we'll get the upgrades. And it's upgrade time, and we have a few of them here. Solomon Thomas up first. We'll go with a speed rusher. That's what he's best at. And with that upgrade, we'll get +1 to finesse and power moves, plus play rec and awareness, and tackle goes up by 2 as well. So good upgrade for him. If you're curious about what his ratings are, this is what it looks like. Pretty decent. Definitely not a run stopper, which is why we moved him to more of the edge spot, even though that's still pretty close to the middle of the line in the 3-4. Brendan Scarlett, one of our edge rushers, due to get an upgrade. We'll upgrade the power rusher for him, and that is 2 awareness, 1 power moves, and 1 tackle. Again, I'll show you what his ratings currently look like. So definitely more of a power rusher than finesse. Has some block shedding ability as well to help with the run stopping. And for a guy who primarily rushes the passer, decent zone coverage. Walker Little, our rookie tackle, is going to get an upgrade here. We'll upgrade the agile archetype, as that is our scheme and his best. He'll get the +1 to awareness and pass block finesse, and +2 for run block finesse. And once again, these are his ratings, so definitely needs some improvement, but he's a young guy. Was he 22? Yeah, 22 years old, so he has time to get better, as we really didn't see a whole lot in terms of options to draft. Bobby Okereke also has an upgrade. We'll do field general with him. And he has the +1 for like the coaches, but then had -2 for morale due to the losing. He gets the +2 to awareness and man coverage, and then +1 to tackle and zone. And to strap it all up, these are his ratings. Really fast guy, just well balanced. Definitely can get better, but he has some time too. He's only 25 years old, so might regress a little bit after a few years. I would say probably when he's like 29-ish, he might start regressing. But he does have star dev, so that might help that from regressing at 29. But good upgrades across the board. And in our last sim game of this episode, we came a lot closer to getting the victory, but we still don't do it. We end up losing by a little bit here, so 6, 5, 11 points. Yep, that should have been a lot easier there. 11 points, 35-24. Our offense played a lot better. We had 429 yards on offense. We gave up 352. We did hold them to under 250 passing yards. We, however, did not hold them to under 100 rushing yards, so Harrison Phillips would have needed to get a sack, tackle for a loss, force fumble, something to get that upgrade. We do force 2 turnovers, but we also gave up 4, so not great. In terms of the players' stats, Aaron Rodgers, 3 touchdowns. He does have 2 picks. Davis Mills, 3 touchdowns. Really good. I think the most he's had in a game. But 3 interceptions, not good. In terms of rushing, Josh Jacobs, still on the Raiders. He gets 88 yards on 21 carries. McCaffrey gets 63 yards on 12. And then Ramondre Stevenson, a rookie from Oklahoma, comes in and gets 2 touchdowns on 21 yards, 9 carries. So power back kind of scoring for them. No scores later down the line. Ty Montgomery with his biggest game yet, 114 yards. Djax gets 89. Scotty Miller for the Raiders gets 88 and a touchdown. Simi Fehoko has a good game for us, though. 72 yards on 6 receptions. And then some other guys kind of down the board here. We do get a touchdown from McCaffrey, 21 yards on 4 receptions. Dalton Schultz gets a touchdown on 2 receptions for 15 yards. And J.J. Arcega-Whiteside gets just one. It was an 8-yard touchdown. 1 reception, 8 yards, and a touchdown. Blocking up front, did we do any better? We did a lot better. Didn't give up a single sack. Nice to see. As for the defense, Bobby Okereke leads us with 11. Tackles for a loss, we have 2 for Brandon Scarlett, Everson Griffin. Solomon Thomas gets 1. Trying to see if maybe doesn't look like it. No tackles for a loss for Phillips. And no sacks for Phillips either. We do get a sack for Everson Griffin and Alu, but nothing for Harrison. Maybe a forced fumble? Let's check to see if there were any fumbles that were forced. There was, but that was by Jabril Peppers, so no upgrade for Harrison Phillips there. Kicking much better here for Fairburn. He gets the extra points and the field goal. And that brings us to the end of this first episode here. We'll view the breakout player one just because that won't affect next game. But yeah, we see here he ends up not getting it. That's what we saw. Doesn't have the 100 yards or the 1 for any of the specific stats. So week 5, which is where we will start next week. It looks like there is a bye week for week 7, so we'll go through week 9 probably next week. You could let me know down in the comments section below. Would you like to see a game against the Browns, the Ravens, Patriots, or a random team that might be at the end for that 4th game? Let me know down below what you guys would like to see. Let me know if you like the style of this content as well. Like I said, kind of pulling things from Param Crow and Mr. Hurricane with the Sims. So it's fun to kind of go through these a bit quicker, try to see if we could develop the team as quickly as we can. But a lot to go through next episode, so make sure you guys are sticking around by hitting that subscription button below. Hit the bell notification to be notified of when these are posted, or you can follow me on Twitter, BigBearB_gaming. Really hope you guys are enjoying this new series. And, of course, the Vikings series still going, so if you haven't checked that out, I suggest you do. It's a lot of fun over there. But yeah, until next time, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you later. Bye.